There was an article I wrote for the cutting class about the Anrealage collection for autumn-winter 2020 that always stayed with me because the initial seed of the collection idea and the finished result were so closely related. The collection was inspired by simple blocks arranged into different shapes and then translated into clothing. And as soon as you had this explained to you, it was so easy to see the various geometric shapes of the blocks and how these formed the silhouettes. The thing that really stayed with me was this idea of taking something so simple and fun as playing with blocks. Kids do it so effortlessly all the time, but if you have ever sat and played with blocks or Lego as an adult, without instructions or an endgame, you may have been struck by how open-ended it is. You can mindlessly add them in different ways, like doodling on a piece of paper, but in 3D, quickly creating simple structures and silhouettes, letting one block lead to another. I imagine architects play with it all the time. And sure, it was the inspiration for an Anrealage collection, so you don't want to copy it. But as a starting point, it is so open that every designer sitting down to play with blocks will take away different details. So if you have some simple wooden blocks or colourful Lego, why not sit down and start combining pieces to see where it leads you? Maybe you could create mini groups of colours that you like before you even start assembling. You could try building mini brick walls to get you started, which reminded me of miniature patchworks or woven samples, and suddenly we're doing textile design. You could make small 3D groups of shapes and see what they remind you of. I felt like this could be the starting point for a handbag. Don't try to rationalise it or refine it straight away, just keep going. I wondered if I could make some Memphis-style shoes while I was at it. Larger wooden blocks are fun too, but they don't hold together as well as Lego. You might want to take some photographs of what you build to record them. Lining some of the blocks up reminded me of internal structures that could be built with boning or mimicking the structure through pleating. You can then start to interpret these little ideas a bit further as sketches, flesh them out as a real garment or accessory, or even just capture the inkling onto paper. It doesn't have to be a full collection or even a full garment. The point of exercises like this is to lean into how open-ended they are and just treat them as pure idea generation. They are the perfect thing to do with no constraints, no collection or mood board in mind. Just letting what-ifs exist on their own for a few minutes and seeing where it leads. Light whispers of ideas that you can fill your notebooks with and tuck away until the day that you need them. When you go into an experiment with no agenda, you just don't know where it will lead. You might sit down and develop new textiles that could send you spinning off in an Annie Albers direction, or come up with ideas for cartridge-pleated skirts and Bottega-style intricciato weaves with a wood grain finish. You might have designed blocky shoes and handbags when you don't normally have any ideas for accessories. That's the fun, right? You sit down with some blocks and a sketch pad for 30 minutes and see where you end up.